Force Base at Pearl Harbor Hickam Air Force Base with about 4,000 people in attendance tonight. A dome football stadium, 1.9 million square feet of space. That's been a story all week, Dick. This cavernous building, perhaps a tough background for the shooters.
Well, you know, depth perception. A lot of people feel that can be a major problem, but I firmly believe when you see this game, the inside attack could become valuable. Spangler and Latin on the other side, Ochefu could be a major player in this game.
Mark Whitehead, Tom Eads, Tony Padilla are the officials. Oklahoma in white, and Ryan Spangler controlled the tip for OU. Isaiah Cousins runs the show for the Sooners.
He can handle the basketball. They really ranked most of the years #1 in the nation shooting the threes with Woodard, Cousins, and Hield.
Hield yesterday named the winner of the Oscar Robertson Trophy as National Player of the Year. Wow. And he buries a three, so much for the tough shooting background. He came out here in their workout 2 days ago and made about the first 50 shots he took.
I'll tell you one thing. He's got such great work ethic. Shaka Smart said it best to me last night at an event I was with, the coach in Texas, who beat Oklahoma. He said he's like a volcano, and he's ready. You can control him, and then he erupts.
Jenkins tried to force it inside. It got deflected. Rescued by Josh Hart, who has the first Villanova basket of the game.
So underrated. He's a good defensive player as well. They're going to rotate a lot of bodies on Hield.
Spangler, Isaiah Cousins, the senior. Missed the layup. Spangler's tip wouldn't go, and the rebound down to Chris Jenkins.
Jenkins has gotten better and better. He can shoot the three. He lost a lot of weight.
Brunson, a freshman. Archie Diacono, really the point guard, but they have a number of players who can initiate the offense, including Brunson. Ochefu backed his way in, missed a shorty, got it back and scored to give Nova its first lead.
He was a big player in a win over a great Kansas team. He made 2 big threes when they were down. I mean, 2 big baskets out of post area, and he was super down in the interior.
Hield in traffic. Nice bounce pass. Spangler missed one from in close. And then a foul in the follow-up action against Kadeem Latin of Oklahoma, his first foul.
And watch on the inside. Ochefu goes to the goal. Good second effort by him. Good head fake. Great head fake.
So Villanova ball with a 4-3 lead. Nova defeated UNC, Asheville, Iowa, Miami, and then a mild upset of the #1 seed Kansas to win the South region and advance here.
And if you play against Oklahoma, you got to try to contain him. He's going to get his 20-25, but they have to be a tough 25.
3 in the air wouldn't go for Chris Jenkins. Shooting background's tough, Dick. You would think that would favor Villanova because Oklahoma is so reliant on the three-point shot. Kadeem Latin from the free throw line. Oklahoma shoots just under 43% for 3 for the year. Second in the nation. Only Michigan State was better, and Oklahoma scores 40% of its points from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I think it's a great point you made right there. So that's why I think the interior guys, Latin just scored. I think that becomes big. Guys like Latin and certainly Spangler.
Brunson, son of Rick Brunson, who was a star at Temple and played in the NBA. Archie Diacono continues red hot in this NCAA tournament.
Double team on the basketball. Archie Diacono squares his body really well.
Hield, much more than just a three-point shooter. Part of his game that really improved this year, the ability to drive it to the basket, and he scored on the second try.
That's what makes him so unique and special. You're right, Sean. He's not just a three-point shooter. He can attack the basket at any time.
Archie Diacono underneath. Oh, wow. Beautiful feed to Ochefu.
Well, Ochefu gets the deuce because of breakdown. No communication by Oklahoma on a switch. You got to communicate on defense to one another.
Back and forth they go in the opening minutes. Already 5 lead changes. Hield from the Bahamas. Guarded very tightly by Hart, who forced the turnover. Archie Diacono ahead of the field.
Great play. Josh Hart created that. You and I could have made that layup. Josh Hart made that play defensively. They've already had Archie Diacono on Hield, and now they had Hart on him.
Hart, one of the best players in the country, finalist for the John Wooden Award. Spangler, the dunk for Oklahoma.
They got to get him involved offensively. When he's playing well, the team really elevates their game.
Oklahoma 4 for 9. Villanova 5 out of 8 to start the game. 5 minutes played with very few whistles. There'll be a media timeout on the next stoppage.
Good job defensively cutting off his driving angle.
Archie Diacono in a bit of trouble. Brunson traveled.
You're going to watch Hart on defense against the All-American against Hield. He strips him right here. Then he kicks it out to his buddy. And Archie Diacono gets an easy one. And then Buddy Hield says, look at that rotation. Nothing but nylon, baby. A big three.
And the former Baylor Bear.
What a great career this kid has had. He was thinking about coming out to the NBA draft last year. Was told he'd probably be a second rounder. He went to work, and he's made it now where he's the absolute lottery selection. Look at these numbers right here. Unbelievable. Some big names on that list.
First player to come into the Final Four, averaging more than 25 points in the tournament since Dennis Scott of Georgia Tech back in 1990.
Why Dennis can shoot the ball. He was a great shooter.
Christian James in off the bench for Oklahoma. He's been terrific in the tournament. Cousins for 3.
They got guys that can make the three. Not only Hield, Cousins, Woodard, as you said earlier, second in the nation shooting the three. I don't know about those sight lines bothering these guys.
Not so far. Shooting well on both sides. Villanova 62% from the floor so far in the first half.
Nice ball movement.
It leads to a 3 out of the corner for Chris Jenkins.
Did a terrific job reversing the basketball. A lot of good things happen when you make the extra pass.
And that's the first 3 for Villanova and the 7th lead change of the game. Cousins the skip. And now it winds up with Hield, with Josh Hart on him.
Tell you one thing, Hield's going to have to really work to score here the way they're guarding him.
Cousins, another 3 for Isaiah Cousins. 42% for the year from 3, 5th in the Big 12. They have 3 of the top 5 3-point shooters in the Big 12 on their team. Hield, Woodard, and Cousins all in the top 5.
You know, one game Woodard may go off and make a lot of threes. Another game Cousins to help Hield out.
Archie Diacono. Let's put the shooting background is too tough to story the rest here in the first 7 minutes.
I'll tell you one thing, Archie Diacono says anything you can do, I can do better. Oh, he got bumped.
Took a bump. They let them play on. Ochefu collided with him but didn't get called for it.
Now they put in another guy. Got Jenkins scored him. He's the 3rd guy that scored him. They're going to try to wear him down with a lot of bodies.
Great hands by Chris Jenkins for the steal. Working on Hield. Look out for the double team. Bad pass. He tried to lob it underneath, and it was stolen by the freshman Christian James. James underneath. Little jump hook up and in for Jamuni McNeese, a redshirt freshman in off the Oklahoma bench.
Well, they're going to the bench. You talked about it earlier. James has really been good in the tournament, especially on the glass. Helps him on the boards. We got a good one, man. This is really what it's about.
High-level basketball between 2 of the best teams in the country. They were both number 1 in the nation at one point in the season. Hart's layup denied underneath. And then the Sooners turn it over, trying to score in transition.
Interesting, both clubs, a lot of experience, a lot of veteran players, experienced coaches on the sideline. Jay Wright, certainly Lon Kruger. I think Lon Kruger is so underrated. He's the only coach in the United States in college basketball to take 5 different teams to the tournament. That's
joined
incredible.
This year in that by Tubby Smith. Lon's the only one who's won a game with 5 different schools in the tournament. Tubby Smith took Texas Tech this year.
That's right. You read about that.
School.
That's right. You're right on top of it, man.
Well, next to you, I better be ready because you know it all. My Hall of Fame colleague. We're joined by Jay Billis for the 2nd game of the night, which should be a good one as well. Syracuse and North Carolina. This is a scintillating first 8.5 minutes to the Final Four. Good ball movement. And Mikal Bridges steps into a three.
So when you get guys off the bench that can come up and make threes like Bridges, I mean, it's just amazing what we're seeing. You think these kids would be a little tight?
That shot deflected by Bridges up high as Hield shot it. Last touch by Villanova. 11 lead changes already, and no lead bigger than 3 points on either side.
Both clubs playing exceptionally well. Very efficient offensively. Look at the ball movement, and there's Bridges off the bench. Nothing but nylon, NBN.
As we mentioned, these two teams played earlier this year in Pearl Harbor on December 7th at Hickam Air Force Base. And as Jay Wright, the Villanova coach, said, Oklahoma lit his team up. Buddy Hield at 18 points, made 4 threes. Sooners rolled to a 78-55 win. It was Villanova's first loss of the season. In that game, as you said earlier, Dick, Villanova 4 for 32 from behind the three-point arc. Tonight, already 3 for 6.
Unbelievable. What a difference. The three changes the whole complexion of the game. It really does. And that's a perfect example. I told Lon Kruger, talked to him during the week, I said the worst thing probably that happened to you was beating Villanova as easy as you did. Because
Denzel Walker into the game, senior backup guard. He wears number 2.
Illegal screen.
Yeah,
number 2. Walker with a little movement.
Phil Booth has come into the game for Villanova. Number 5, backcourt player. Darrell Reynolds, number 45, is a front court substitute for the Wildcats, and he's really played well the second half of the year.
Well, he gives them some size. He and Bridges off the bench help their interior game.
Hart driving on Hield. Hield had help from Walker, and Hart showing why he was unanimous first team all Big East. Their leading scorer for the year at better than 15 per game.
And he's an outstanding defensive player as well.
Largest lead of the game for either team now. Villanova by 4 as we approach the midway point of the first half. Hield's pass.
And a turnover.
Josh Hart got in the way, and Villanova got it back.
Well, Hield's been erratic here early in the game. He's 1 for 4 shooting threes. Rotating a lot of bodies on him. Seems to be working for Villanova. Making it tough for him.
And if there's one weakness in Hield's game, Dick, it would be that he does turn it over a lot. 109 turnovers for the year.
That's going to happen because he's so aggressive on offense. He's always trying to make things happen.
He has the ball in his hands quite a bit. Brunson, another 3 for Villanova. Long rebound taken down by Hart. Not afraid to get into traffic. Josh Hart, 6.7 rebounds per game at 6'5". He's a guard.
He's been the star thus far in this game. He really has. He's been a PTP, a primetime performer. Look at Hart right there working on the glass. Now he's going to take it up strong to the basket. Josh Hart. Now watch him in the lane right here. He's going to spin. He's going to spin back, turn. Nice rotation, backspin, and gets the little jumper in the lane.
6 points for Hart. He's gone to the Villanova bench. 3 turnovers on the last 3 possessions for Oklahoma. In jeopardy again. And a held ball.
Great team defense by Villanova. Doing a great job trapping, reading what the offense wants, and attacking. There's the attack, the double team. Ball goes to the deck. Alternate possession.
Villanova really defends in the 4 NCAA tournament games. They're giving up just 55 points per game. They held Kansas to 59 in their South Regional Championship win over the Jayhawks.
Did a great job in that game when they lost the lead by 5, came back against a really outstanding Kansas team to win that game. Defense and making free throws. If the game is close down the end, Villanova is a terrific free throw shooting team. They were 18 for 19 against Kansas.
Jenkins bounce pass to Darrell Reynolds, and a foul on a reach in. I think Lon Kruger wanted to travel on Reynolds, but the foul came first. Then Jill Walker called for the foul, his second. Team foul number 3 on Lon Kruger's Oklahoma Sooners.
Great spacing by Villanova, making it difficult to give a lot of help 15 to 17 feet apart. And I love the leadership of Ryan Arcidiacono.
Booth, tough turner. The rebound off the court to Dingell Walker. Just the second Canadian to play for Oklahoma. Ryan Wright the other, back from 2008 through 2010. We welcome our viewers in Canada and 179 countries and territories all over the world watching the Final Four tonight. Latin the offensive rebound, then he turned it over. Oklahoma mistake prone here in the midsection of the first half.
Oh, look at that ball movement.
Bridges missed the three off the feed from Arcidiacono.
Villanova's defense has really stymied Oklahoma. They can't get a rhythm that they want offensively.
They're struggling just to retain possession. Long three off the mark from Walker. Foul on the rebound against Dante Buford, the 6'7" redshirt freshman out of Greenville, South Carolina, with his first.
I see some frustration right now on the Sooners. They got to regroup. They got to regroup, baby.
Welcome back to Houston. NRG Stadium, the site of the Final Four. Beautiful day in the city of Houston today. Sunny skies, as you can see. Temperature in the mid-70s outdoors. That's the old Houston Astrodome right next door to this massive facility. But Dick, as we talked about, I think the concerns about the shooting background have been alleviated, particularly by Villanova's start. They're 10 out of 18 from the floor, and they forced Oklahoma into 7 turnovers already, a 6-point lead for the Wildcats.
Arcidiacono was 4 for 10 in that first meeting. He's 3 for 3 right now. He's playing really well defensively. I like what they're doing against Buddy Hield. They're making him really struggle to get good looks.
The Oklahoma star, Hield, 2 out of 6 from the floor, 1 for 4 from 3 for 5 points. He's turned it over twice already. Ryan Arcidiacono. Chris Jenkins for 3, and nothing but net for Villanova.
They got a great rhythm right now. There's a little swag to their game. You can see the confidence factor. Villanova playing their A game right now, both offensively and defensively. I thought he walked.
And so did Arcidiacono. Instead, it's a Villanova foul on Chris Jenkins, the first Villanova foul of the night.
And Jenkins with the jumper. He can shoot the basketball. Great rotation. Look at that backspin.
Ryan Spangler trying to end this 10-0 Villanova run from the free throw line. First free throw of the night for either team.
You know, you look at body language, and body language tells you a lot. And right now, when I look at the body language of Oklahoma, I see frustration.
Spangler just 61%, missed them both. He's the second worst free throw shooter among the Oklahoma starters. Oklahoma certainly looked shaky early. Beautiful feed underneath to Chris Jenkins.
He was absolutely open on a little cut to the basket. No one communicated. No one hustled on defense. A wide open layup. This has been a poor performance early by Oklahoma. They better wake up. Villanova is for real.
Last 8 possessions for Lon Kruger's team. 5 turnovers, 2 missed field goals, and 2 missed free throws on the last trip. 54-year-old in his 15th season as head coach at Villanova. Second trip to the Final Four. Lon Kruger and Jay Wright, 2 of the nicest guys in all of college basketball coaching. There was a great article on ESPN.com by Dane O'Neill not long ago saying that Lon Kruger might be the nicest guy in college basketball coaching, and if he is, Jay Wright is right close behind.
Absolutely. I read Dana's column, and I couldn't agree more. 2 guys that really are more than just basketball coaches. They're just solid, good people, always extending a hand to help people in need, just quality in every way.
Jay Wright had been an assistant at Villanova under Rolly Massimino, and with Rolly at UNLV as well. And then Jay became the head coach at Hofstra for 7 years, returned to Villanova as the head coach, and has had tremendous success. Didn't necessarily start that well. There were times when he was called Jay Wrong in Philadelphia, but another 30-win season for Jay, who has clearly established himself as one of the very best coaches in the country.
Well, you know, for the 7 years, getting here to this level has been unbelievable because they've been losing always in the first round or second round at most. Now they've been able to get here. 2009 was the last time they got out of the first weekend. Take a look at their wins here, beating a good Iowa team. Then going on to beat Miami.
That was a very impressive win. Miami, a terrific team out of the ACC, and Villanova hammered them and then rallied late. They were 5 down in the middle of the second half, but cemented it from the free throw line, made their last 8 free throws in a mild upset over the #1 seed Kansas to advance to the Final Four.
Arcidiacono in that game made 4 in a row at the end of the game. They were down 5, as you said, and they went on a 10-0 spurt. Ochefu 2 baskets on the interior with his left hand. Then Hart and Arcidiacono knocked down 3s.
Jay Wright talked about the last time they were there in 2009, his first trip as the head coach. He told them, hey, relax, enjoy it, spend time with your family, see the sights. And he said he learned from his mistake. This year they came 1 day later than they did in 2009. He told them, boys, this is a basketball business trip, and much better focus to start this game than they had in that Final Four against North Carolina, which blew them out from the start.
Well, you can see the absolute intensity, the focus on every player.
Ooh, very nearly a travel by Jordan Woodard, and instead it's a bucket for Jamani McNeese, ending the run for Villanova.
Now they're going to full court pressure, coming out in a half-court man. And Hield playing on Arcidiacono.
Villanova had scored 12 unanswered points. The bucket by McNeese, the first for Oklahoma in 5.5 minutes.
It's been quite a while since Buddy Hield's got himself an opportunity to score.
Arcidiacono does not have his dribble. Found Hart, who split the defense and went all the way to the goal to score.
I can't get over how easy Villanova is getting to the basket, that no one comes over to close off driving angles to give help. They're getting unmolested layups.
Isaiah Cousins guarded by Chris Jenkins.
They're making it tough right now for Hield to get open looks.
He was very well guarded that time by Phil Booth. Ryan Spangler the basket for OU.
Getting some scoring on the inside, but if they're to win this game, they're going to need a volcano, an eruption out of Mr. Hield.
5.5 to go, first half. First national semifinal at the Final Four in Houston. Syracuse and North Carolina in the nightcap. Daniel Ochefu inside for Villanova.
They have no way of stopping them on the inside. They're not doing a job at all defensively.
And good defense. Arcidiacono and Jenkins batted that pass away.
It's been all Villanova. Offensively very efficient, defensively very efficient.
Ochefu out for Arcidiacono. And he got the bounce.
Shooters get bounces.
Well, Jay Wright said in the game against Oklahoma and Hawaii, they took way too many contested threes. Tonight, beautiful outside, inside to outside action. They're getting a lot of wide open threes tonight.
And wide open layups. They got great balance inside and outside.
Buddy Hield hasn't scored in nearly 12 minutes for Oklahoma. Isaiah Cousins a miss. And good defense. Arcidiacono and Jenkins batted that away.
It's been all Villanova. Offensively very efficient, defensively very efficient.
Ochefu out for Arcidiacono. And he got the bounce.
Shooters get bounces.
Jay Wright said in the game against Oklahoma and Hawaii, they took way too many contested threes. Tonight, beautiful outside, inside to outside action. There's a lot of wide open threes tonight.
And wide open layups. They got great balance inside and outside.
But Hield hasn't scored in nearly 12 minutes for Oklahoma. Isaiah Cousins a miss. McNeese batted it around to keep it alive. Woodard probes the edge of the lane. Rebound down to Josh Hart.
Every shot being contested. On the other side, Villanova's getting open looks. The difference is all about shot selection right here in the first half.
A 19-4 run for the Villanova Wildcats. Hart, beautiful spin move for 2 more.
He said, who's Buddy Hield? I'm the star of stars here tonight, baby. Remember the name, Josh Hart. Oh, is Villanova on fire?
Hart picking up where he left off in the South Regional. He was the most outstanding player of that regional. Foul called against Villanova's Phil Booth.
That's right here. You're going to see Josh Hart splits the defense, goes right through him, right to the goal, strong. No one rotates over to give any help. And there he is on a spin in the lane, goes to the basket.
Very impressive. As we approach halftime, leading Oklahoma 37-21, led by Josh Hart.
Tell you what, Hart was sensational. He and his buddy. You ready for this? He and Ryan Arch.
Buddy Hield hasn't scored since 16:20 remained in the half. Coming up on 13 minutes, he hasn't taken a shot since 11:13 remained in the half.
They are playing him so tough, not giving him any looks at all.
Well, they find someone else. It's Christian James, an emerging star, averaging 3 points per game, but he had 12 in their tournament win against Texas A&M.
Also did a great job on the glass, rebounded the basketball. You know, the one thing Villanova's got here in the first half, Sean, great balance. They got 4 guys with 6 points or more, 2 in double figures.
In their loss in Hawaii to Oklahoma, nobody scored more than 10 points for Villanova. They have 2 10-point scores, as you said, already. Bridges went down as that ball went out of bounds, and McKell limping back up the floor for Villanova, grimacing toward Jay Wright, but he's going to stay in the game.
Well, the way the game started in the first 10 minutes, I'm very surprised what we see here. This Villanova has elevated their game, and Oklahoma has not been able to get. Look at Hield. Look at him denying the ball. Now they got a big guy on him. Now they got a big guy on him. They've been rotating all kinds of players on him.
That's Daryl Reynolds, usually an interior defender, way out on Hield. Archie Diacono and Bridges couldn't save it for the Wildcats.
Jay Wright, Joe B, we're going to play big people on him, little people. Look at this right here, making it difficult. See, right here, here's 24. Now they switch. They switch as he comes out. It's tough for him to get looks. I would use his driving ability more than shooting that jump shot.
Reynolds, the last man on Hield, 6'8". Sturdy, 225 pounds. Now the much smaller Archie Diacono up on Hield. Nice turnaround shot by Christian James, trying to bring Oklahoma back into it. Down by 11 now, under 2.5 to go in the half.
Well, James with a solid performance coming off that bench. If you're Oklahoma now, psychologically, you want to go to the locker room. You don't want to go down double digits.
Yeah, I think anything in single digits would be a win for Oklahoma. The way it went for most of the half. Hart trying to stop the Sooner momentum with a jumper. 12 points for Hart.
They have no answer for Hart right now. No answer whatsoever.
Baseline shot wouldn't go for Kadeem Latin.
Villanova rebounding, passing the ball exceptionally well, defending, making shots. That formula usually leads to the winning circle.
Jenkins, good hustle to get back and deny Hield, but then Jenkins the last to touch. His bench applauding the effort that prevented the breakaway bucket for Buddy Buckets.
Gonna watch Hart again right here. I love his driving ability. Got the medium range jump shot. He's got a variety of ways to score.
Largest deficit at the half that Oklahoma faced all year was 9 points in Norman against Texas. That was on February 8th, and the Sooners came back to win that game 63-60. Buddy Hield, Buddy Buckets, finally for Oklahoma.
That's what he should be doing, Sean. I said that a moment ago. Go to the driving game. He can drive. He can get to the basket. And then the jump shot will come. He's a terrific offensive talent.
First basket in more than 15 minutes for Buddy Hield.
Shows his driving ability to reverse layup. What a great story by Jeff Goodman on him. And ESPN.com mother from the Bahamas, the home he lives in. Did you read that story?
I saw
it was unbelievable.
piece and read the story. 6 of his siblings in one room. And here he is about to have a huge payday. He'll undoubtedly be a very high pick in the next NBA draft.
He will not be sleeping in a bed with 6 siblings anymore.
He said he's going to buy his mother a house.
Yes, sir. Going to a full guard trap. Tough to trap this club. They passed the ball so well. Villanova in the right position. Jay Wright learned to trade really well under Rolly Massimino, who won the national title in '85.
And another Villanova turnover. Their largest lead was 16, and now Oklahoma with a chance to get it into single digits in the final 51 seconds of this first half.
I would run an isolation to try and get Hield with a drive to the goal.
A turnover, the 4th for the Villanova Wildcats. From Philadelphia, the beautiful mainline suburbs of a great city. Offensive foul on Buddy Hield.
No doubt about it. Trying to carry his team. He knew it. He knew it. He's out of control. Here we're going to go to the basket. Defense rotates over. There's no question about it.
That's the easiest call of the season. Chris Jenkins stood in and took the hit. Third turnover for Buddy Hield on his first foul.
Well, Villanova going to manage the clock right now.
Oklahoma should get it back. 7 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Ochefu with 8 to shoot. Again, good ball movement. Hield got there quickly to stop Arcidiacono. Hart at the shot clock buzzer.
What a terrific job of moving the basketball. Can Josh Hart play any better offensively and defensively than he's done? He's been absolutely fantastic. He's a PT Peer, man, a prime-time performer.
Now that really is a dagger going to the locker room. It looked like Oklahoma had a little something to build on. But the 14-point deficit for Oklahoma is just 2 points less than their largest deficit of the night. And as we noted a moment ago, it is their largest halftime disadvantage of the year. They came back to win that game in Norman. Let's join Tracy Wilson.
Thanks a lot, Jim. And Coach, you forced 8 turnovers. You contained Buddy Hield so far. How have you been able to do that?
So far with a lot of energy and throwing a lot of bodies at him, but we've seen this before. I mean, he can go, and Lon Kruger is a great coach. They're gonna find ways to get him the ball. So we got to be ready to adjust too, even though we've done a good job in the first half.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
You're always nattily attired, Jay Wright, with TBS's Tracy Wolfson. They call him GQJ. And again, one of the big storylines all week. The sight lines here. The last time the Final Four was here, Connecticut and Butler played in the championship game. Butler shot 19% for the game. It was a rock fight, very low scoring game, but no problem shooting, particularly for Villanova. Oklahoma shot 48% for the half. That's pretty good, but they're down by 14.
Great defensive effort by Villanova in that first half. Brilliant. They played Hield as tough as anybody I've ever seen him play him this year.
Oklahoma turned it over 9 times. That was a big problem. Buddy Hield looking at 2 defenders. A little stop and start move, and he has the first basket of the second half for Oklahoma.
And that's what he's got to do a little more of. He's got to utilize his driving ability. The first 5 minutes of this second half is vital for Oklahoma. They must go on a spurt.
They're bringing a little pressure in the backcourt. Arcidiacono, tough pass, and they turn it over. The pass at the feet of Jalen Brunson, who couldn't rescue it. Kadeem Latin out for Isaiah Cousins, wide open. 3 spun off, big miss. Chance to deliver an early message in this half for the Sooners.
Yeah, that would have been big. Would have given a little momentum.
Chris Jenkins to Ryan Arcidiacono out there with Daniel Ochefu, Josh Hart.
Villanova's done a great job moving the basketball, cutting without the ball, getting open layups and cuts to the goal.
Jalen Brunson showing his explosiveness, the freshman. And back to the end of the first half, Villanova has now hit 9 of its last 10 shots from the floor.
Well, they're getting open layups, driving to the goal. I can't get over how there's no help rotating over.
Jordan Woodard trying to muscle his way to the goal. Kadeem Latin fired up an air ball. Cousins pass deflected out of bounds by Josh Hart.
Villanova has him right out of the rhythm. Watch the baseline drive right here. Now where's the help stepping over to cut off his driving angle? I can understand beating one guy, but really the ball is the most dangerous thing, and you got to play that basketball.
Kadeem Latin wide open on the inbounding play. Good job by Buddy Hield. He kept it alive. Has it back from Woodard. Missed a three. Latin had a tip. A little more life in the step of Oklahoma here in the opening minutes, but they can't score. Woodard for three. Spangler a tip. And Uchefu couldn't handle it.
Four opportunities, and they come up empty.
So Jay Wright's going to his bench for the versatile defender, the freshman Mikal Bridges. At 6'7", he can guard perimeter players or underneath.
First half, he guarded for a moment or two. Hield as well to give him a different look, size on him.
Hield a miss. Boy, they had all kinds of chances and could not capitalize. Archie Diacono walks it back up for Villanova. 9 of their last 10 dating back to the end of the first half.
Notice the touches by the Villanova players.
Hart almost turned it over. Shot clock is at 3. Archie Diacono no. And Ryan Spangler the rebound in traffic. He transferred to Oklahoma after 1 year at Gonzaga where he didn't play much. Cousins no. Spangler a tip. Again more chances. Will the third time be the charm? Wow. Yes, Jordan Woodard.
Tell you, with the three-point shot that they have, they can get back in the game quickly. Second in the nation making threes. We talked about it in the first half.
They had missed 8 straight shots before the big three by Woodard. Uchefu with the answer. And every time it looks like Oklahoma might build some momentum, Villanova has the response.
Uchefu is such an underrated player in the post.
Cousins missed a three. Foul on the rebound against Chris Jenkins. He needs to be careful. He slammed the ball into the court. His second foul.
Going to watch Uchefu, a little one-on-one maneuver inside. No help on him. He can utilize either right or left hand. And we're going to watch Woodard right now. Buddy Hield recognizes him, gets the ball to him, and he's an excellent three-point shooter.
46% for the year for Jordan Woodard. And he's fouled while shooting. Archie Diacono, his first foul. And it is a three-point attempt, so it'll be 3 shots at the line for Jordan Woodard.
Well, he used the ball fake really well for you young kids out there all over the world. Utilize that ball fake. Defense reacts to it. Here's the contact, and now he goes to the line for 3.
He's a very good foul shooter. 80.5%, 5th best in the Big 12.
I don't know why, but I feel a little spurt coming on by Oklahoma. I feel it. They've come out here with a lot of fire here in the second half. They just haven't made shots.
Woodard, you saw his numbers in the tournament. The big number, 58% from three-point range in the first 4 games, 11 out of 19. He had made 7 of his last 9 threes entering tonight. 1 out of 2 from 3 tonight. He missed it, and the tip in.
What a play. Hey, remember this. Villanova led 37-21 at one time in the first half.
And now their lead is 9. And the big problem for Villanova and Jay Wright right now, Dick, they can't get a defensive rebound. All kinds of extra opportunities, including this one for the alert Woodard.
They let Woodard come right down the lane. Nobody blocked him out.
Rebounded Villanova in the opening 3 minutes plus of this half, 9-2, and 8 of those 9 rebounds have been on the offensive end. Here comes full court pressure, and they did well to get it into Mikal Bridges.
And you're rebounding like they are in the offensive boards. That's a sign of playing aggressive basketball.
A 7-2 run for Oklahoma to get the deficit down to single digits. All 7 points scored by Jordan Woodard.
They got to do a better job as a team defensively.
Josh Hart a miss. It comes back to Hart. And counted, and a chance for a 3-point play.
What a big play by Hart. Team a little bit in a struggle. And he comes up with the offensive rebound on a missed shot. Gets the conversion and goes to the free throw line. At 15 in the first half. Big play by Hart. Big play. Look at Hart right here. Tremendous job on the offensive boards.
He has 17 points. It's immediate timeout. He'll be at the line when we come back to the Final Four. None of the previous 3 have ever won a game in the Final Four, so Syracuse trying to change that history. Dick Vitale, that was a huge bucket for Josh Hart right before the media timeout, and he's going to shoot the first free throw of the night for Villanova.
Absolutely, what a play he made. Hart right there. 8 for 10 here in the game. Has been a star of stars. A big 3. Took away some of the momentum from Oklahoma.
A little sigh of relief from Jay Wright. His lead back to 12 with under 16 minutes to go here in Houston, Texas. Jordan Woodard, the floater wouldn't go, and skying for the rebound, Josh Hart. 5 rebounds for Hart. You mentioned one of the best rebounding guards in the country at just under 7 per game.
Tell you what, Villanova executed offensively, shooting the basketball exceptionally well. 65.6%. Unbelievable. See right here, that's why they shoot so well. To the basket.
Ooh, foul call. Kadeem Latin didn't like it. Strong baseline drive by Bridges. He thought it was cleaned at Latin, but in any language, it's called a foul.
Well, in any language, look at this here. How you go right along the baseline. We've seen that time and time again here in this game. Getting beat off the bounce.
Well, he fouled him. Homecoming for Kadeem Latin. He's from Houston. Bridges 3 points. And now 4 for the redshirt freshman. Latin will go to the bench. Return home to Houston with great sadness. His grandmother passed away this week, Brenda Fair, after a brief bout with cancer.
His grandfather
said he wanted to win this Final Four for her.
Grandfather played for that great Texas El Paso team and won the national championship, beat Kentucky.
Back in 1966 for the Bear. Don Haskins, then Texas Western. 1 out of 2 for Bridges. Chris Jenkins had the rebound, and it slipped out of his hands.
Very simple. If they're going to come back in this game, Buddy Hield has got to go on a volcano. He's got to erupt and put points on the board. Half-court little trap, just changing their look a little bit.
Jenkins.
Sloppy. See, sloppy right now. No rhythm, no ball movement. Everybody's standing.
Big man Ochefu up on Hield. He's ordinarily their biggest perimeter interior defender. There's an outside bucket for Isaiah Cousins.
Cousins did a great job getting into the lane to shoot that little jumper. But they got to make something happen. If they want to come back, it's got to happen with their defense. And Villanova's been able to get to the basket against them off the bounce.
Look out. Foul called. Isaiah Cousins trying to go for the surprise steal. Instead, he committed his first foul.
Ron Kruger always very poised on the sideline. I saw them behind against LSU on a road game.
With Mark Whitehead, the official, under the bucket. I think they might be calling basket interference and count the bucket.
Tom Eads said basket interference. Interfering up on that ball.
And credit the goal to Josh Hart, so he has 20 points. The 3 pops in and out for Jordan Woodard, but another offensive rebound leads to a 3 chance for Cousins. Spangler had a tip. Where is Ochefu on the glass in this half for Villanova? He wound up with the ball in the corner, and then another Oklahoma foul call.
I'll tell you one thing, you're not going to get back in the game, though, if you don't defend. And right now, Oklahoma's not able to defend Villanova. Spangler was keeping the ball alive for them. They come up empty.
Not surprised. Jay Wright has put Darrell Reynolds, another good rebounder, back in the game. Another big body to help on that defensive glass. Pressure from Oklahoma. They thought they had a turnover. Jordan Woodard in particular put his hands on his head. He didn't like the call.
They're a little frustrated. You can see it. They're a little frustrated. They're worried about calls. They're going to play basketball. They're going to do the things that got him here.
They might have a point there, though. Thin pressure from Oklahoma.
They made little run. They got it down under double digits. Had it down to 9.
Tough pass. Hart caught it. Oklahoma fans thought he traveled, and it looked like he did. He was right in front of us.
Tell one thing, he looks like he could be a wideout. Great catch though here.
Phil Booth back on the floor, number 5 for Villanova, sophomore, 6th man. There's a moving screen. Darrell Reynolds called for the offensive foul, his first.
That was very obvious right there. A nice little matchup with Hield guarding Hart.
Point of emphasis this year, they don't want screeners to be moving, and they've been calling that tightly all season long.
That was a legit good call right there. Buddy Hield's got to show now that he is the great player that he's been all year. He's got to take over.
Rare open shot for Hield. Had to backpedal a bit to shoot a 3. He's now 4 out of 12 from the floor. 1 out of 8 from 3-point range.
And that's not Buddy Hield.
No, he shoots 46.5% from 3 for the year.
Working on defense right there, trying to get over the screen.
That's a 2. Phil Booth the bucket, sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland.
Get some good play out of Booth, Reynolds, Bridges.
Spangler down the lane, and a nice move by the big man at 6'8", showing some athleticism.
But now they're going to show some defensive team effort. They're going to start supporting one another, communicate, get some help on defense. Can't just trade baskets when you're down 13.
Arcidiacono picked up his dribble, got help from Ochefu. 12.5 minutes to go.
Picked up his dribble.
In trouble. Buddy Hield on him. Takes a fadeaway, makes it with 2 on the shot clock.
Wow. That means it could be a long night for the Sooners.
Hield brushed by Arcidiacono.
Hield's hands on his knees. A little frustrated. See the clock right up there. What a shot. What an incredible shot.
Arcidiacono's foul on the defensive end, his second, the team's 4th in the second half.
Lead up to 15, 16's been the high.
Bridges, a pesky defender. He was a key down the stretch in that win against Kansas. Had a couple of key steals, had 5 steals in the game, a couple of those late.
He's going to be a quality player. He's only a freshman.
It's interesting, Dick, the shooting numbers in the second half. Villanova's made 6 out of 8. Oklahoma's taken 19 shots, but made only 5. Now they're 5 for 20, and they're last to touch it. They've had more than twice as many shot attempts as Villanova in the second half because of the offensive rebounding, but they're not converting on the second and third chances.
It's all Villanova. All Villanova. Look at the emotion. They feel it. They feel it. Emotion, enthusiasm, energy. Look at them. They want it. They want to play. Josh Hart's a star of stars.
3-time WNBA champion Maya Moore held a basketball clinic for kids in Charlotte.
Please give a big round of applause for Maya Moore.
They feel it. They believe it.
Where he talked about Bridges' athleticism on display again.
Look at that catch. And look at that, the jam, the baseball pass against the pressure. Slam, jam, bam, baby, up and away. Oh, is Villanova playing a heck of a basketball game.
Money McNeese called for his first foul. So Bridges converts, and Villanova has its largest lead of the night. 18 points.
I don't think many people expected this. We thought we were going to have our game right to the wire.
And Oklahoma has to go in a hurry. Under 12 minutes to go.
Look how tough they're playing here. They're getting the ball out of his hands. They're denying him the ball, not letting him get the ball where he wants to.
And a turnover. Booth Picked off the bad pass thrown by the freshman Christian James.
Villanova's basically saying, hey, Big 12 is supposed to be the best conference in basketball. Well, we took care of Kansas. Now we're going after Oklahoma.
Whoa. In and out and in again for Villanova's Phil Booth.
What a bench display they're giving. Booth, Bridges, timeout, a TO, baby. Oh, there's joy and jubilation from the Villanova faithful. They got to feel really good, baby. Look at the jubilation there, the spirit, the excitement of college basketball.
12-2 run now for the Nova Cats.
Nova Cats are getting all the runs in this game. Had a 25-4 run. This is not the Oklahoma team I saw during the year, but credit that to Villanova with their terrific performance.
At both ends, as you said, Dick, for the game now, Villanova is shooting 70.3% from the floor and 54% from three-point range, 7 out of 13. Meanwhile, they've, at the defensive end, held Buddy Hield to 9 points on 4 out of 12 shooting and 1 for 8 from three-point range.
And really make them struggle to get open looks, making them struggle to get a good basket. Containing hand, that takes the heart and soul away from Oklahoma when their star can't get going.
Cousins double teamed and sandwiched and bumped by Phil Booth.
I want to hear you call off those numbers. It reflects my memory back to '85 when Villanova shot the ball so brilliantly against that great Georgetown team.
Foul on Booth was his second. Isaiah Cousins. Free space hard to come by. His shot spins off, and Darrell Reynolds the rebound. Reynolds got a chance to be a starter at midseason, and another foul called, this one on Hield, his second. And the 15th foul against Oklahoma here in the second half.
Wow, what a performance here by Villanova. In that game in '85, they were 22 for 28.
Jay Wright trying to get Villanova to its third national title game.
He's got to feel really great. I know the coach is always concerned, but he would have told him with 10 minutes to go that he would be up 21 in Oklahoma. Give me a break. There's no way he could have felt that.
And they played their very best basketball here at the end of the year. They obviously had a terrific year in the Big East Conference, but they've taken it up a couple of notches in the NCAA tournament after they were upset by Seton Hall by a couple of points in the Big East tournament final that really cost Villanova a #1 seed in this NCAA tournament. Foul on Ryan Spangler, his first.
Yeah, they regrouped after the game. Seton Hall with a big win in that game. Then they got beat by Gonzaga in the tournament.
Jordan Woodard back in. Dante Buford goes to the Oklahoma bench. Chris Jenkins, the free throw shooter. A terrific free throw shooter on a great free throw shooting team. He's 85% and makes both.
And you're right, they were a terrific free throw shooting team, especially at clutch time. They had to make them against Kansas, and they made them 18 for 19. Spanish should have taken that ball right to the basket.
It looks like they are confused as to what to do. And again, extra opportunities that they can't convert. Spangler had a tip. Jalen Brunson on the floor calls a timeout.
I think they're stunned. I think they're shocked. They don't believe it. They cannot believe what's taking place on this floor. Look at the body language right there. Body language tells you a lot.
Total turnaround from the regular season game back in early December in Hawaii, which Lon Kruger's team won by 23 points. Right now it's a 23-point Villanova lead in the Final Four in Houston, where Jay Wright, by far the youngest coach of this Final Four. The average age of the four coaches, Jim Boeheim, Roy Williams, Lon Kruger, and Jay Wright, is 63 years and change.
That's really a bunch of diaper dandies. You kidding me? They're like babies compared to me. Diaper dandies.
Jay Wright is 54. Of course, looks younger than that. Lon Kruger, 63.
Looks like he'd be a movie star when you look at Mr. Wright.
Lon Kruger also in great shape. What a great athlete he was at Kansas State.
Multi-sports.
And an outstanding golfer as well, nearly a scratch golfer. He will be in the Hall of Fame someday.
Oh, really? When you total up what he's done everywhere he's been.
The span for Lon Kruger between Final Fours, there's some issue at the scores table they're trying to sort out. Lon Kruger took Florida to the Final Four. And 22 years later, he's back at the Final Four with Oklahoma. They're making an adjustment here to the shot clock. That is the second longest span between Final Four appearances for any coach in the history of the Final Four. The legendary late great Hall of Famer Ray Meyer of DePaul took DePaul to the Final Four in 1943 and did not go back until 1979.
That was the year of Magic and Larry Bird. You know, Oklahoma in the tournament were averaging 81 points a game. Look at this Lon Kruger's record here.
We noted it earlier, the only coach to lead 5 different teams to a win in the NCAA tournament. Briefly, the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks. 590 wins. And someday down the road, he'll take his place in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts.
I think Oklahoma is just absolutely shot
tonight. And Brunson takes a hip check from Isaiah Cousins, the senior from Mount Vernon, New York, called for his second.
Well, the strength of Villanova has been their perimeter play. So it's very difficult, as you said so well, Sean, to turn them over and to get layups. That's why you look at the game here and you try to search mentally, say, can we see a comeback? Can you see a comeback? And it's difficult to say you can when you have a team that can make free throws and can handle a basketball.
Only one team was better from the free throw line in the country this year than Villanova. Right on cue, Brunson misses. UConn, the only team in the nation with a higher free throw percentage than Villanova's 78.4. Strong bounce to the bucket, but another missed shot. This one from Christian James, another player with a homecoming. He's from Houston. There are 6 Texans on this Oklahoma squad. Chefu limping a little bit as he goes to set a screen. You wonder if it's a cramp. He's in pain. That's a 3. Nothing hurting the stroke of Chris Jenkins.
And the route continues. Variety, versatility, multi-players sharing in the success. Here's it on the defensive end.
Jalen Brunson all the way to the goal, and it has turned into an out-and-out route. Chefu back, but he's on one leg. He still managed to flick it away from Jordan Woodard. It's a 19-2 Villanova run.
What a performance by Villanova. Magnificent performance, offensively, defensively.
And now they stop the game to get Ochefu off the court. I don't think Jay Wright wanted that whistle just because they are delivering the knockout punch and then some. Might be a cramp for the senior from Baltimore. And Darrell Reynolds comes back in to take his place. Jeff Pierce, the athletic trainer for Villanova. Or maybe it's that. Maybe it isn't a cramp. Maybe that foot getting stepped on is what it was. Villanova's made 18 of its last 21 shots from the floor.
That's pretty good.
They're shooting 72% from the game.
Wow.
Yeah, tough shooting background. Reynolds got his own miss. Archie Diacono steps into a 3.
They are putting the hurt, man, big time on the Sooners.
Timeout, Oklahoma. Lon Kruger does not recognize this Sooner bunch. 22-2 run for the jubilant Wildcats. Almost certainly on their way to Monday's national championship game against either Syracuse or North Carolina.
At 10, the Greek Freak reaches his peak on defense.
You know he can get rebounds in bunches. Inside, Hollins out. Blocked by Antetokounmpo. Oh, man, we are seeing something special with this kid.
At 9, Steph Curry just keeps adding to his highlight reel.
Curry held on to, laid it in anyway. It's like the Globetrotters in
try.
Points, Magic Johnson's Michigan State team over Penn out of the Ivy League in 1979, 101-67. This is a 31-point edge right now. So perhaps a chance to make history, a Final Four that dates back to 1939.
They changed defense. We went to a little zone now, Villanova. Look at this, going to a zone.
And the three wouldn't fall, but it comes back to Isaiah Cousins. Little floater in the lane. No, they're getting good shots. They can't make them. Corralled by Hart. Ahead of the field, Archie Diacono.
Nobody back.
Off for Bridges.
Nobody back. A layup. You know what this reminds me of? Muhammad Ali giving a beating to Chuck Wepner. I mean, he is whipping them big time.
Three wouldn't go from the corner for Denjel Walker. And an Oklahoma foul. And Dick, the benefit of this big margin for Jay Wright. Pretty soon you'd think he could start to get some of these starters out of the game. He's already had an injury to Ochefu. You don't want to injure somebody else or run more fatigue than some of your players. Baker Dunleavy is a top assistant, perhaps talking about that sort of thing. And they're going to send Ochefu back in.
Coach, you never feel secure with a lead.
No,
it's
never.
7 o'clock. Never. There's always that doubt. I tell you, if Oklahoma comes back and wins this game, you got yourself one heck of a scoop, my friend.
ESPN has the win probability. I can't imagine how microscopic that would be for Oklahoma right now. Bridges the free throw. Booth comes in. They'll get Brunson to the bench.
I think the big play in the game was they cut it to 9, and then Hart with the offensive rebound and the score with 15 on the clock to get them up 12.
Colin Phil Booth, his third. Villanova not yet over the limit. The next one will put them over the limit. 7.5 minutes to go. Villanova on its way to Monday night's championship game against the winner of Syracuse and North Carolina coming up next in our second national semifinal.
This is like a reverse of what happened in December 7th.
Sure is. Hart the steal, and he got fouled. Body bumped on the way up.
You don't want to see him get hurt. He's got to start thinking about taking him out. He got a 35-point lead. Got a national championship game coming up. Plus, you rest your players a little bit.
Third foul on Denjel Walker. Josh Hart will shoot a pair. 22 points tonight. And his career high is 27. Earlier this year against Akron. Villanova never led in that game on December 7th. They lost 78-55.
Shot 4 for 32 from the 3. Oklahoma was 14 for 26. A complete turnaround.
And Villanova tonight from 3 is 9 for 15.
Villanova will clearly say you can have that W on December 7th. We'll take this one.
Boy, sloppy pass again. Booth. And ball caught out of bounds by Denjel Walker. And now he and Buddy Hield having an animated conversation with each other.
Yeah, a lot of frustration. A lot of frustration. Look at the defense on Buddy. I mean, they are checking him big time. He has not been checked like that all year.
And that pass is probably what the conversation was about. That had no chance to be completed. Kadeem Latin called for the foul, his 4th.
Got to keep your composure. You're going to go down, get beat. You want to get beat. Play the game and play it the right way. You don't want all the frustration. Start blaming one another.
Ryan Archie Diacono. Only player in Villanova history with more than 1,500 points and 500 career assists.
Amazing, he had back surgery his senior in high school, could not play. And he comes to Villanova in the middle of his freshman year. They make him the captain. Shows you leadership skills.
4-year captain. I don't know if I've ever heard of another player in college basketball, a captain for all 4 years.
Especially at a major college winning program.
Villanova foul. They're up by 38. It's the 4th foul on Phil Booth.
I can't believe what I'm watching.
I cannot either.
I don't like to predict games anymore. I thought we were going to have an unbelievable mail-out smasher. I thought somehow Buddy Hield would find a way to lead them to the championship game. But, oh, I was wrong. Not only me, it's a lot of people who are wrong about that. You know, look at all 5 of Villanova's losses this season. They came against teams that all made it to the tournament. Seton Hall, Xavier, Providence, Virginia, and Oklahoma.
Denzel Walker makes the free throw.
2009, Jay Wright had his team in the Final Four, lost to North Carolina, who they may be playing in the national championship game. If it goes according to the predictions, where Carolina's a heavy favorite against Syracuse.
9.5-point favorite as of this morning. Brunson, Jenkins, they keep firing away with plenty of time left on the shot clock.
They're just loose and easy right now. I mean, no threat to lose. Turnover again.
Boy, and it's Hield again. Called for using the free arm.
Called for a foul.
3rd foul on Buddy Hield. The leading scorer in the nation among players in the Power 5 conferences.
You know, I think about great players and the way they finished their career, but you tip the hat and thank them for their memories. Perry Ellis 1 for 5 against Villanova. You think about Malcolm Brogdon against Syracuse, 3 for 14. And you think about, we're not seeing a real Buddy Hield here tonight.
Brunson underneath for Ochepu, and he's fouled by Kadeem Latin. 5 fouls on Latin, so a very unhappy homecoming to his native Houston for Kadeem Latin. You mentioned earlier, Dick, terrific basketball family. You noted his dad, Big Daddy Latin, a starter on that Texas Western team in 1966 that beat Kentucky in the title game. His mom, Monica, played here in Houston for the Houston Comets, the WNBA, won 3 titles. Kadeem trying to win a national championship in his hometown. It's not going to happen.
Came home. Grandma lost her life. It's been a tough time here for him.
Ochepu makes the free throw. There's his grandfather, David Latin.
40 Days, the movie they made about that game. Beat that great
African-American starting 5.
Beat Kentucky with the great Pat Riley and Dampier.
The graphics are not incorrect, folks. It's 81-42.
I can't believe it when I look at that. I look at that screen. I cannot believe it after the year that Oklahoma had in the tough Big 12. They are being embarrassed, humiliated here tonight.
A lot more fouls here in the second half than in the first.
One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, as Sean said earlier. Ron Kruger, the coach of Oklahoma.
Doing his usual terrific job building another program. The win total has gone up in each of the 5 years that Lon's been at Oklahoma. 29 wins this year. Mentioned he's the only coach to win an NCAA tournament game at 5 different schools. He's one of 6 all-time to take 3 different schools to the Elite 8. Bill Self, Eddie Sutton, Rick Pitino, John Calipari, and Gene Bartow.
You know, 2 football schools to the Final Four, the Gators of Florida and the Oklahoma Sooners. I played a little football with those 2 schools.
Jordan Woodard, here comes the press. Rashard Odom's on the ball. He's played very little this season, but in there in this one-sided game. Line drive 3 wouldn't fall for Walker, and the putback did not go as well. Inside for Rashard Odom. Game getting a little sloppy now, and the air's really gone out of the building with 5.5 minutes to go in this rout.
It's been blowout city, man. Look at the way they reverse the ball. Always looking for the high percentage shot, share the ball really well. There's a tremendous team effort.
Jenkins trying to get a foul call, didn't get it. There was contact because Denzel Walker got up and he's grabbing at his face. 16 points for Chris Jenkins.
They can do no wrong. Villanova executing, doing everything right. Defensively, offensively, there's a block shot. There's a run out. Knock the ball out.
It's resembling a pickup game at lunchtime now. You know, some of the players not even paying attention.
Layups. Nobody concentrating defensively in Oklahoma. They just want that clock to run, get in the locker room, get back to Norman, Oklahoma.
7 points for Phil Booth. Jordan Woodard, a deep three for Oklahoma. He'll be back for another year, Dick, but this is an Oklahoma team that's going to lose a lot of its nucleus. Spangler's a senior, Hield a senior, Cousins a senior as well. 3 of their 5 starters.
They got some new recruits coming in, and a lot of find a way to make them competitive. Not to be had here tonight. They were not competitive here.
Chefu couldn't save it, turned it over to Buddy Hield. 4-on-1 break. Oh boy. They're going for the highlight reel plays, down by a million.
They're only down about what, 30, 37? It's tough for me to get that math here.
I would think on this next whistle, when we'll get the media timeout, that would be the end of the night for most of these Villanova mainstays. Brunson gets the bounce.
You know, Villanova shot 68% of the game this year. Their best shooting performance against a good Creighton team. But tonight, on the big stage, with all the lights on them, the spotlight on them, they have been absolutely sensational. Get that bench in. Here they come.
Yeah, the bench.
Here they come.
But isn't that great? You know, you have these young men who come to practice every day all year long and very rarely play, and now these guys are going to get a chance to play in an NCAA tournament game. And
when they have kids, they get a little older, tell them about how they were a vital contributor in the big win over Oklahoma, blowing them out.
Chris Jenkins, the bucket, and then a block at the other end by Jenkins.
Tell you one thing, Jenkins is not backing down. They're just playing. They don't care what the scoreboard says. They're just playing.
If you were Jay Wright, would you call a timeout? Yeah, there's a foul. You don't have to now. That'll get us to the media timeout. 3 fouls on Jordan Woodard.
What a magnificent performance, Sean. You talk about rising to the occasion.
90-49. Nova 2.5 minutes away from the championship game.
Man, here yesterday, yeah. Yes. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5.
All right, be aggressive, don't settle. Let's go. Everybody got to relax and slow down. The shots are going to go. Activity and energy.
On to Monday night.
Oh, I don't think there's any hesitation.
Our friends at ESPN projecting that Villanova will be the winner of this first national semifinal. North Carolina against Syracuse coming up next. The Heels have already defeated the Orange twice this year. Both were close games. Jay Wright about to coach as a head coach of the national championship game for the first time.
I love the way you project. I think you've got a career as a political analysis. I mean, you're going to go into that world. Unbelievable. Projecting the winner to be.
Projecting Villanova based on our exit polling.
You better wear that same suit on Monday night.
I don't know if Jay would ever wear the same suit twice. We're told by Baker Dunleavy he does. Jay's notorious for wearing a suit only once. Baker Dunleavy says he does occasionally wear the same one twice. There's actually a Twitter account, fake Twitter account about his suits. The Twitter about Jay Wright's suits. That's his wife Patty in the background clapping. The Wright family.
Smile on her face, looking at the scoreboard, likes what she sees. Look at that smile on her face. That's my guy. They're zoning right now. Really doesn't matter what they play.
Blocking foul called as Rashard Odoms went strong to the goal. Patrick Farrell stood in there to try to draw the charge. What a thrill for him. He played in only 15 games all year of their 38. Buddy Hield on the bench.
Did not get double figures.
Nope.
9 points.
Made 1 basket in the second half. Came in averaging 25.4 for the season.
They really shut him down. When I spoke on the phone to Jay Wright, his game plan to perfection here, what he described. He said we will run numerous bodies at him. different sizes to not give them good looks at all and to make it tough on them. Make it tough. They did more than just make it tough. They took the heart and soul away from Oklahoma offensively by cutting him off.
9 points tonight for Buddy Hield. Only the second game all year in which he did not score in double figures. His season low was 6 against West Virginia.
And the first 10 seconds, he's the guy that hit the first 3. Bam.
Phil Booth still out there. He hits the deck for the ball. Henry Lowe is in for Villanova, number 0, a senior from New York City. Played in just 14 games. Played 24 minutes all season long. He undoubtedly didn't expect to be playing in a Final Four game. Reality has sunk in on the Oklahoma bench. 2 minutes before their season comes to an end.
Oh, it hurts now, but when they sit back and reflect, they had a terrific year. A great year just to be able to get here.
Henry Lowe fouled by Richard Odoms, a sentence I did not think I would speak this morning.
There's that ball fake. See that glove ball fake? Great ball and head fake. That'll get you shots many a time. Get you on that foul line.
Richard Odoms, the foul. How about the unlikelihood of this, if that's a word, for the International Alliance? Henry Lowe has not shot a free throw all year before that one. He looked a little rusty on that one.
We'll give him a little break there. He's 0 for 1 right now. Come on, Mr. Lowe. Come on.
First free throw of the season.
Oh!
And second rattled out. Too bad. Wouldn't it be great the rest of his life he could say he scored
in a Final
Four game? He might still have the chance in the last minute 50. Lon Kruger deeper down his bench as well, giving some deep bench players a chance to play.
Get it to Lowe. Get it to Lowe. Get him on the board. Get him on the board.
Kevin Rafferty, the screener there. Another deep down the end of the bench player. Phil Booth with the 3. They're up by 45. This is going to be the largest margin of victory ever in a national semifinal.
People, you're going to see a great game, the second game, Syracuse, North Carolina. Syracuse in their 2-3 zone. They're trying to pull a Jimmy Valvano back in 1983 or Rolly Massimino in 85. Shock in America. Many didn't think they belonged in the tournament. They have gone out and played great basketball, and now they take on, many feel, the best team in America, North Carolina.
Booth turned it over. Daniel Harper is number 22.
Oh, there's steal here.
By Phil Booth. And a little sportsmanship there. He had a chance. I don't know what's worse, though, Dick, doing that or just pulling it out and dribbling it around.
Yeah, you're almost embarrassing people that we're not going to score against you. There you just make the layup.
Bola Alade got into the game for Oklahoma, number 14.
What a victory. What a brilliant performance. A tip of the hat to Villanova. And we say thank you for all the memories to Buddy Hield, Oklahoma, for the fantastic year they had this year. Not to be had tonight because of the brilliant performance by Villanova.
Be by far the worst defeat of the season for Oklahoma. The previous largest margin of defeat was 13 points at Texas. This will also be Villanova's biggest win of the year. They won their opener against Fairleigh Dickinson by 37. They win this national semifinal game by 44. By 10 points, the largest margin of victory ever in a national semifinal, eclipsing the 34-point win for Michigan State over Penn in 1979. 34th win of the year for Jay Wright. They're 34-5. They've had 3 seasons, and a warm hug for Buddy Hield. An appreciation for what he's meant on and off the court to college basketball. The Villanova, Dick, a school with a proud basketball history. They've had 3 30-win seasons in school history, all of them under Jay Wright.
Amazing performance tonight. It's the only way you can really describe it. They were amazing defensively, offensively. They shared the basketball. They had balance, and they had a star player rise to the occasion. The big play, I think,
with all kinds of size and depth in the front court. Thank you for everything you've given this sport. We'll see you in the NBA, Buddy. Here's Tracy Wilson.
efficient. You shot 71% from the field. You won by 44 points. I know you were confident about your team coming in, but did you expect this at all?
No, not at all. That was just one of those nights. I mean, I feel bad for Oklahoma. We've all had those nights, and they've had a great season. They're a great team, and it's tough when they beat us so badly early in the year. It's tough to get us fired up, and we knew they could beat us bad, so we had a lot of fear coming into this game.
Well, let me talk to Josh for a second, and you guys were able to contain Buddy Hield. A lot of talk, obviously, about him coming up, but how were you able to do it defensively?
Just everybody locked in. No, it wasn't just the guy that was guarding him. It was, he saw 4 guys load into him. Everybody was just so dialed into the scouting report. Everybody was so together. If someone tried to go make a play, someone was ready to step up for him. So just playing defensively as a team, defensively together, and that's what why we were able to contain them.
You guys are playing on Monday night, and Coach, I know Rolly couldn't be here tonight, but you're going to see him on Monday, aren't you?
Yeah, we'll say hello to Coach Massimino out there. He'll be here Monday night, and Mrs. Massimino too. We love you.
Congratulations, Jim.
All right, Tracy.
A reference to the legendary Rolly Massimino, led Villanova to its only national championship 31 years ago. Jay Wright, his longtime assistant, will have a chance to make it 2 national titles for the Cats on Monday. We send our best to Rolly and Mary Jane as well, both dealing with health issues. Hope they're both well enough to get here on Monday night. Dominating performance by the Villanova Wildcats. We'll be back with more from Houston right after this.